Happy Friday morning, or should I say good Friday morning. I'm meteorologist Ted Schmidt. We are looking at a bright and generally pleasant-looking weather picture here for our Friday. Just getting rid of those raw winds we had yesterday and being pelted by snow pellets at times and some snow flakes. We had both of those yesterday in our weather picture here at the studio on Thursday. Today, much more serene-looking. We can handle this kind of weather. Nice break from active weather anyway for our Friday as we look northward with our Lewiston Auto camera. Temperatures right now seasonably chilly. We've been as cold as 26, but now we're warming back into the 30s. It's just a little after 8 o'clock here on this Friday morning with sunshine in store for the day. Probably the last fully sunny day that we will have for a while. We may see a glimpse of the sun tomorrow morning, but for the most part, I think Saturday is looking a little more unsettled. We have rain chances coming in tomorrow, and on Sunday, something even worse than that, depending on your point of view. But I think very few people would be excited about snow for Easter or just in general for the second weekend in the month of April. But that's what we have heading our way. But right now, 30 degrees in Rochester. It's 28 Dodge Center. Mason City 29 and 30 in Decorah. Seasonably chilly. The winds are slowly diminishing, so not nearly as raw as they were yesterday. We had gusts up to 40 to 50 miles per hour here in Rochester on Thursday. Today, 13 mile per hour winds. The wind chill 20. Air pressure is steady. Day planner today, plenty of sun. Then we'll see gradually some more of those fair weather clouds drifting in this afternoon, and winds still in kind of a moderate range, 10 to 15 miles per hour, with high temperatures around 47 for our Good Friday. Some sun right now. We broaden the view, and we're looking at a storm system for the northwest that will bring eventually more clouds tonight and eventually some rain, especially tomorrow afternoon. That system will then be sliding into the area with that another area of low pressure impacting our Sunday. But today, the day planner outlook anyway, 47, the mid-afternoon high temperature, and will stay in the 30s tonight instead of the 20s we had last night. So bright and cool today for Good Friday. High temperature is better than yesterday, but still about 6 or 7 degrees cooler than the seasonal average later today. Rain tomorrow, then snow over Easter weekend, so we do have some elements of winter in that weather picture. In fact, next week, below average temperatures the entire week. I think we talked about this a few times already this week. The Climate Prediction Center even saying that there's a very strong probability that we will be quite a bit colder than the seasonal average for the next 2 or 3 weeks. So we're going to have to get used to this. Unfortunately, at least the 30s next week are exceptionally cold, though, and that should be a trend that lasts about 5 days before we see some decent improvement. But today, a cool day, not a bad one. A few fair weather clouds come in this afternoon. Tonight, occasional stars and clouds, a light south breeze, temperatures in the mid-30s. Tomorrow, if we're lucky, maybe a little sun breaking through at times first thing and by lunchtime, but we're looking at a cold front approaching from the northwest. Highs tomorrow in the low 50s. Rain comes in the afternoon and evening. But by Sunday, here we are at 7:45 Sunday morning, we start seeing that transition across the board from rain to snow, and by the time we get to afternoon, we're looking at some moderate to heavy accumulation potential. Now, here's what we're watching. Here's what we're facing for Easter Sunday. Now, it's going to be a wintry day, even without much snowfall. Temperatures are going to be cold, only mid and upper 30s for highs. Winds at times up to 30 miles per hour in the afternoon. That keeps the wind chill in the teens and 20s. But here's what we're facing in the way of snowfall. This is the American version of the medium range model going out through the weekend. So medium range being more than a couple of days out, but Sunday into Sunday night and Monday. The possibility of a couple of inches of snow across the map, especially south of Rochester. That would be the GFS version, the American version of this. And now look at the European version. This is something that we're going to watch in time, a more northerly track with that. And 2 to 4, maybe 5 inches of snow during the day on Sunday. Then on top of that, Sunday into Monday, another inch or two. So possibly half a foot of snow out of the situation on Sunday into Monday. That, I think, at this point is worst case scenario, possibly even blowing snow with those raw winds. So we're going to watch that in time as we move along through the weekend. So the range is here about 1 to 6 inches or so, and that is quite a range, and depends on the track of the system. We'll know a lot more by this time tomorrow, so stay tuned. We will let you know more on that as we get closer. The system's still out in the Pacific, just getting ready to make its landfall in the U.S. But today, look for some sunshine, 47 in Rochester, 50 in Austin, 49 in Charles City. Some sun, slightly lighter northwest breeze, and a few fair weather clouds later on. 35 tonight, a light southwest breeze. Tomorrow, more clouds than sun, a light rain chance in the afternoon, light south winds, 52. Not too bad as temperatures go, especially with not much wind. Now, it changes in time. Average high this time of the year in the 50s. We won't see that again after tomorrow for at least a week. We might next weekend get there, but we're talking between Sunday and next Friday or Saturday. Definitely not seeing that. The 30s and 40s, colder than average, but for the most part, once we get past Monday, a quieter stretch. A couple snow showers and windier weather Monday behind that Sunday storm system, but very light additional snowfall there. And even a couple of flurries Tuesday. We're looking at 30s for highs and occasional chilly sunshine through much of next week. It does look kind of bleak right now with those temperatures, unfortunately. But it's not strange. We've had some cold Aprils before. We had really nice weather earlier this week. And maybe by May, that may revisit us. But right now, we just have to deal with something a little colder. In the meantime, enjoy today's sunshine. Have a great Good Friday. Have a decent Saturday. And try to have a good Easter, even with all the wind and the snow potential. And we'll let you know the latest on that. So stay tuned. And in the meantime, have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday.